Now, if there's one thing we can all agree on in the gaming community, that is that the Wii U absolutely flopped. It was one of the worst performing consoles in history, selling just over 13 million units in its lifespan. To put that into perspective, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is actually a port of a Wii U game, has sold more copies on the Switch than the amount of Wii U's sold in total. That doesn't mean that the Wii U had bad games. In fact, it had some absolutely fantastic games. As I just mentioned, Mario Kart 8, which is now Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch, was actually a Wii U game first and was actually a system seller for the Wii U, much like it was in the early goings on the Switch. In fact, I bought my Wii U just so I could play Mario Kart 8, and many people, especially in the early days of the Switch, bought their Nintendo Switch just so they could play Mario Kart 8 as well. We've also seen many ports from the Wii U, including the likes of the new Super Mario Bros. U game, as well as Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, amongst many others. This goes to show that the Wii U has had some amazing games that deserve to be ported over to the Switch so more people could access them, but there's still plenty more titles from the Wii U library that have not got the same treatment yet, which in my opinion definitely should. So we're going to check out a few of them today. This is 5 Wii U games that should definitely be on the Switch right now. Now, coming in at number 5 is Paper Mario Color Splash. This is the 5th and at the time of filming this, the final entry of the Paper Mario series. There's a good chance that a new Paper Mario game will be making its way to the Switch at some point in the future, but right now there's no real concrete evidence to show that one's going to be showing up anytime soon. This could all change obviously at E3 2019, where they could announce and probably will announce something like this for 2020 or maybe 2021, but as it stands right now, there is no concrete proof that a Paper Mario game is making its way to the platform anytime soon. But Paper Mario Color Splash was released in 2016 on the Wii U, and it got pretty rubbish sales figures. Now, during its first couple of months of release in Japan, it only sold just over 30,000 copies, which for a first-party Nintendo game is pretty damn terrible, especially considering that previous Paper Mario games in the series regularly sold over a couple 100,000 units in Japan in the first month or two of release. But this is obviously going to be down to the fact that not many people own the Wii U. Now, you're going to be hearing this trend quite a lot throughout this video because not many people have played these games. There was low sales figures of the Wii U. Like I said, it sold 13 million units, whereas at the time of filming this, the Switch has sold well over 32 million. So it kind of shows how much more successful the Switch is from the Wii U. And there's some fantastic games here which obviously no one has really played before. So yeah, this game definitely deserves a little bit more love than it got. It's not the best Paper Mario game of the series. It lacks a leveling system. It's got a card system with it. The battling's changed a bit. There's not as many characters. It's probably one of the worst entries in the Paper Mario series. But with the fact that we're not going to get a new Paper Mario game anytime soon, and the Paper Mario series is beloved by fans, and there's basically a whole entry of the series that no one has played out there, this could definitely be a good stopgap between now and the next Paper Mario game coming out, that maybe players could just sort of refresh their memory of the Paper Mario series and sort of fall back in love with it, ready for the new title. Now, this next game is actually kind of a system seller for the Wii U, especially at the time. It helped sell quite a few Wii U's in Japan, and it was also debuted at number 2 in the UK charts across all platforms, and that was Pikmin 3. Now, Pikmin is definitely a beloved series of games. It's quite a weird game. It's got some weird sort of premise to it. The characters are pretty weird. The whole concept of it's pretty weird, but it's so much fun. And a lot of people definitely love it, especially the older Pikmin 1 and 2 games. And to tell you the truth, Pikmin 3, especially for a Wii U game, got quite a lot of love. It sold a lot of copies, it pushed a lot of consoles, and it debuted really high in the charts. And a lot of people did seem to love it. But obviously, a lot of people who own Wii U's might have loved it, but when that translates into the grand scheme of things when it comes to the gaming community, that means that only a small portion of people actually played and loved Pikmin. And this is definitely a game that is of that high quality and it's that beloved by the gaming world, the whole Pikmin series, that Pikmin 3 definitely deserves a lot more love than it got, despite the fact it had strong sales figures for a Wii U game. It's still pretty poor in comparison to what it definitely could do on a console like the Nintendo Switch. Now, for that reason, Pikmin 3 definitely needs to be ported over to the Switch, and I think if it was, I think it would actually be one of the highest selling games on the Nintendo Switch. Now, for this next entry, I'm actually going to do a joint entry for it because both games are kind of like 2.5D platformers made by Nintendo, and that is Yoshi's Woolly World and Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. Now, a new Kirby game came out for the Nintendo Switch, I think it was last year, and a new Yoshi game is actually coming out in just a couple of months. But both of these games are both absolutely fantastic and definitely two of the highlights for the Nintendo Wii U. Now, if anyone out there played Kirby's Epic Yarn, you're kind of already going to get the premise of what Yoshi's Woolly World is like. It's a pretty similar kind of game, definitely similar art style. And these two games, if you played any previous Yoshi and Kirby entries in the series, you kind of know what you're going to get. So I'm not going to sort of go into too much detail about their game mechanics and stuff like that. If you guys have played any Yoshi or Kirby games, especially on the home consoles, you guys know what to expect. But these two games are actually a lot of fun and definitely two of the better platforming games on the Wii U. And in my opinion, they definitely hold up against any sort of platforming games from Nintendo. Now I think out of the two, Yoshi's Woolly World actually did sell a lot better than Kirby did. In fact, Yoshi sold well over 1 million copies, probably closer to 1.5 million copies, which considering that Wii U only sold 13 million units, is a pretty big percentage of the market owned Yoshi's Woolly World, and with good reason. It's a really, really fun platforming game, like Kirby is as well, and I think both of them would really do well on the Switch. And like I said, we already got a Kirby game which sold well, we've got a Yoshi game which is no doubt going to sell really well too, because obviously Yoshi is part of the Mario franchise, and that's pretty much guaranteed it's going to sell units, and I think it could sell pretty damn well, and I think a lot of people would buy it. Now coming in at number 2 is Super Mario 3D World. Now I know you guys are going to say, well, we've already got Super Mario Odyssey, so why do we need 3D World? And that is because although they are kind of similar, they're still largely different games. 3D World and 3D Land on the 3DS are very, very similar games, and they're definitely best played as 4-player co-op. Now Nintendo definitely like to promote the Switch as a multiplayer platform. The console has 2 Joy-Cons on it, which when you take off can each be used as a separate controller, meaning that multiplayer is possible at all times on the Nintendo Switch. And for that reason, I think Super Mario 3D World would really fit at home on the Nintendo Switch. Now in the game you can play as Mario, Luigi, Peach or Toad, and much like Super Mario Bros. 2, each of the characters has the same character traits that they did in Super Mario Bros. 2, with Peach being able to float, Luigi being able to jump high but having less traction. And Super Mario 3D World is so much fun. Back when it was released, me and my fiance, we both played the game together. She's not a gamer at all, in fact she pretty much hates video games, and she absolutely loved Super Mario 3D World. She also loved Super Mario Odyssey, and she finished it before I did. And I think that's the great thing about Mario games. They can even turn non-gamers into gamers, at least for a brief moment, and they can sit back and enjoy this game. And I think with the multiplayer aspect of the Nintendo Switch, this would definitely be a good option for them, because it could bring the whole family together. 4 people in the family could all sit and play Super Mario together and have that sort of family experience. And I know the Switch has a lot of multiplayer games like that, stuff like Mario Kart, and there's a few other games out there which are really good to play in a co-op multiplayer. And I think this would definitely be a great addition to the system. It was one of the best selling Wii U games, and also a system seller in my opinion, much like Mario Kart 8. Now this would be great, especially for something like the holidays where all the family are together. They could get together, they could all play Super Mario 3D World, they could have such a good time with it. And I think if this was released maybe in like holiday 2019, I think it could definitely do really, really well. Or even just give a new entry to the series as a whole, exclusive Nintendo Switch one rather than porting the Wii U one. But either way, I think the 3D series definitely needs to come back to the Nintendo Switch sometime soon. Now coming in at number 1 is of course, you guys guessed it, Super Mario Maker. Now in my opinion, this one is a no-brainer. Why hasn't Super Mario Maker been ported to the Switch yet? It makes so much sense. Super Mario Maker is one of the most original Nintendo games I've seen in a long time, although it kind of wasn't original at all. Basically the premise of Super Mario Maker is just that you can make your own Super Mario levels using assets from various different games of Super Mario Bros. 1, 3, World and the new Super Mario Bros. Series. You could basically create the level of your dreams or nightmares, as is the case most of the time. Now Super Mario Maker's actually developed quite a cult following over on Twitch. There's a lot of streamers that try and beat the stupidly hard levels that people create, and trust me, there is a lot of stupidly hard levels on Super Mario Maker. But the game as a whole is a lot of fun. Whether you want to create a regular level, not something stupidly hard, you want to basically just create a regular Mario level, but of your own creation. You want to sort of create something really stupid, or you want to sort of maybe make something and then see if your friends can beat it. I think there's a lot of great things to be had in this game. It's so much fun, it's so addictive. Like any sort of creative mode, I know Minecraft really took off with their creative mode. That's kind of what blew Minecraft up. I know Fortnite's creative mode is doing really, really well at the minute, and people are coming up with some amazing stuff that you would never even dream of being able to do in the game. And Super Mario Maker is also like that, and I think if they ported it over to the Switch, which would make a lot of sense, I think it would sell potentially one of the best selling games on the Nintendo Switch. I reckon Mario Maker could easily sell over 10 million units on the Nintendo Switch. It is definitely that sort of game. Now, if you want evidence of that, Super Mario Maker sold over 4 million copies. Now, as I said previously in the video, only 13 million Wii U's were sold. So that means that almost a third of all Wii U owners own Super Mario Maker. Now, considering the fact that the Switch has already more than doubled, probably getting close to tripled the amount of sales that the Wii U had, I reckon that Mario Maker could do stupidly well on the Nintendo Switch. Now, imagine being able to make Super Mario Maker courses on the go, or even being able to play them on the go. I think this could do so well. Now, when the Nintendo Switch was first announced, this was one of the first games that popped in my head of, oh, they could now bring Super Mario Maker over to the Switch. Now, as you've seen in this video, there's so many Wii U games out there that are fantastic that not many people played, and Super Mario Maker is definitely one of them that, although it had strong sales figures, it's pretty small compared to what the game could do on a platform like Nintendo Switch. Games like Smash Bros, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Mario Odyssey have all sold well over 10 million copies, showing that the Mario series is still as strong as ever. So if they put this on Nintendo Switch, it would definitely sell over 10 million copies in my opinion. And there you go, that is 5, well actually 6 Wii U games that I think should be on the Nintendo Switch. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you own any of them? Is there any of the games that I missed off that you think should be on the Nintendo Switch? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video today, you want to see more like this on the channel, you want to see me more talk about games. Normally I do Let's Plays of games. I'm trying to branch out, I'm trying to change my style a little bit and maybe sort of get into more talking about different aspects of games. And if you did enjoy it, if you do enjoy what I'm doing now, you want to see this direction keep on going, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe with notifications on, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, click all. That way you'll never miss out when a video goes live on the channel. You guys have been liking and subscribing so much recently. You're growing the channel a lot faster than I expected. We are almost at 1,000 subscribers now, which means so much to me. So thank you guys for that. So if you enjoyed the video, keep liking, keep subscribing, help grow the channel, and I'll bring more content like this for you. My name is Doodles. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.